So you've been following Bulletproof Balance for a while. You know how important flexibility of your ankles is. If you have stiff ankles, you're at risk to fall, especially backwards. So we spend a lot of time teaching people how to stretch out their ankles properly. So today I'm going to show you an ankle stretch that you've probably seen before, but I'm going to tell you how people do it wrong, and I'm going to show you how to do it right. So here we go. You just need a wall, and it's called a standing calf stretch. And you've seen this before where you're facing the wall, put your hands on the wall, put one foot back, and you stretch out, right? Here are the two things that I want you to be aware of that people do not do that I want you to do. So the most common mistake that people make when they do this calf stretch is they let their foot turn out like this. Right? So you see what I did there? I let that foot turn out like this, and then they stretch and like, oh, I don't feel much of a stretch here. So the problem with that is that you're really not putting all the stretch into the ankle. You're letting the foot do to take most of the motion, and you don't want that. So what I want you to be very mindful of is when you do the calf stretch, you make sure that your back foot is either turned straight or even turned in a little bit. Now that's going to limit how far you can go forward, but that's okay. And you might very well feel it more in your ankle bone rather than your calf. That's great. Now the next thing that I want you to be mindful of that people do, because I want this stretch to be really complete. There's two muscles in your calf. One crosses over the knee joint and one doesn't cross over the knee joint. So to really stretch out both of those muscles, you have to stretch that calf out with a straight knee and a bent knee. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here I am into that calf stretch again. And here I am. You see how my knee is totally straight? That's stretching a big calf muscle called your gastrocnemius. Do not worry, there will not be a test afterwards. But that's a big muscle that crosses over your knee joint. Then I want you to let that knee bend and get a little bit of a deeper stretch. I'm still keeping my heel on the floor. Now I will tell you that the sensation to me has now switched further down into my calf, and it's much deeper. So that is a different muscle called your soleus, and I want you to stretch that one out too. So when you do calf stretches, I want knee straight, and then I want knee bent. Now, depending on if one muscle is a lot tighter than the other, you might say, oh my gosh, when I go from a straight knee to a bent knee, I can't go any further. It stays just how it is, whether the knee is bent or straight, and that's okay. That just means that one muscle is super tight. Now you're getting at it. So keep up the good work, stick to it, and do those calf stretches the right way.